Hi there. Today I want to talk about empathy. Much to say about it. And what I have to say probably won't be politically correct or popular. Did that right there, me saying that, did that make you think I was a narcissist already before we get started? I hope not. Empathy is a good thing. We should have empathy. You don't want to go around just not caring about anybody. I mean, you want people to care about you, you should care about them. Here's my problem with empathy. It's overdone. But there's a lot more to say. That's the short answer. It's overdone. I remember when back in college in the 70s, people were, it was a little earlier, but I remember people were still saying, if it feels good, do it. Kind of a hippie-ish thing. That was still going on when I was in college, even though it was mostly earlier. I remember people saying, you just got to get in touch with your feelings. You got to just feel and just experience the emotion. Don't suppress that stuff. You need to just feel it and get into it, and don't shy away from your feelings. Get in touch with your feelings. It was all the rage. Did it ever really die out? You tell me. But anyway, in a psychology course, I still, to this day, this is like 30, 40 years later, I still remember a sheet of paper, and I'll tell you what it had in just a minute. Let's go back further. Imagine a young girl still in high school, and she's just head over heels in love with her new crush boyfriend. And she might take out a sheet of notebook paper and just write on every line, just over and over and over and over, just ridiculous amounts. Just, I love you, Stan. I love you, Stan. I love you, Stan. I love you, Stan. And we can look back on that and we can think, it's sweet. But I mean, it's just repetitive over and over. Okay. In a similar way, likewise to that, I to this day can remember years ago seeing a paper that just had columns and columns and columns and columns of I feel, I feel, I feel, I feel, I feel. And I said, what's all this just over and over with I feel? It's like, well, you got to get in touch with your feelings, man. You can't just over intellectualize everything. So my question is this. I've got probably several questions. When will we feel our feelings enough? When will we be in touch with our feelings enough? And likewise, all of that goes right along, in my opinion, with empathy. Empathy is all the rage these days. There are tons of licensed psychologists, LMFTs, that's licensed marriage and family therapists, life coaches, spiritual intuitives, and God only knows what else. People telling you, you got to have empathy. And we fling the word narcissism around like, my God, who isn't a narcissist these days? Yes, narcissism is a thing. They don't have empathy. They steamroller right over your feelings. They want what they want. The heck with you. They minimize you. They gaslight you. And all of that is bad. I'm not condoning any of it. Nonetheless, just like the feelings thing, now with empathy, I ask, And I'd like, if you're a licensed psychologist or somebody professional, I'd like your opinion too, even if you disagree with me. The question is, just like with the feelings, how much is enough empathy? Let's go a step further. I never, ever, I can't think of one YouTube video from anyone who has said, whoa, you need to hold it. You've got too much empathy. You've heard the saying, well, you can overdo anything. Okay. I never hear anyone saying empathy has been overdone, or you've got too much empathy, or you need to cut back. Yeah, imagine that, on your empathy. Nobody says that. So what does that mean? Is it impossible to have too much? Kind of looks like it. It's just, so this leads to other things. Is it narcissism? Or is it an endless black hole of neediness that could never possibly get filled? I think that's a good question. Or neediness, or I don't know, maybe people like being fussed over, and empathy is a way to show that you care, but the person can never get enough of it. And so if you try to cut back or care less, then all of a sudden you're selfish and you're a narcissist and yada, yada, yada. There we go. Everybody flings that narcissist word at people. So how much empathy is enough? When do you ever have too much? Because nobody ever says you do. But they'll say you can have too much anything else. I find that interesting. So that's it. Is it narcissism, or is it compassion fatigue? Is it narcissism, or is it just feelings and empathy burnout? Let me expand on that a little bit while I think of it. Again, this probably won't be popular, but take something that you might have cared about in the beginning, something sad. I can think of a commercial on TV where, there's like starving dogs out in cages outside in the cold, and they've been mistreated. They haven't been fed. I don't condone that. I would never mistreat animals like that, and you shouldn't either. But I turn the TV on. There's a commercial for it. Is it sad? Yes, it is. Do those animals need help? Yes, they do. I hope that somebody will come along, some good, loving master that'll feed them and take care of them and give them their shots and keep them warm, and that they can get the help they need. So I'm not without feeling. But here's the thing. When you turn the TV on and you see that commercial today, and you'll see it more than one time today, and you'll see it tomorrow, and on the weekend, and next week, and probably 3 weeks down the road. And so after you've seen it about 71 times, what you would have cared about in the beginning, now through sheer repetition, it's like, imagine having some church, mega church on TV that, wants to, send in your love offering donation today. And, and they just are constantly hitting you up for money. You'd get tired of that in a hurry. Likewise, though, even though these things on TV are sad and people need help or animals need help, when you see it again and again and again and again, What you might have cared about in the beginning suddenly just becomes annoying and irritating as hell. And after you've seen that commercial 126 times, it's just like, damn, can somebody just go buy 11 dogs and shut the hell up? That wasn't very nice, was it? But this is what I'm talking about. You know, why you say, well, a person like that just doesn't have any feelings or any empathy. Why don't they? They may very well have had a bunch of it in the beginning, but from sheer repetition, persistence, nagging over and over and over and over, you say, well, turn the TV off. Oh, please. Advertising agencies. Is there really, honestly, nothing else to put on TV except one gut-wrenching tragedy after another? I mean, is it all cancer kids and people who got their legs shot off in the war and starving animals and elderly people with bladder leakage? I mean, is that what life is these days? Just one tragedy after another? Yes, those people need help. And I can hear it now. This is like the ultimate thing they throw at you. Well, someday, when you get old, it might be you. What are you going to do then? I will probably ask for help like any other normal human being would. But what I hope I don't do, and this is the difference, is that I nag you about it now, and 2 hours later, and 5.5 hours later, and then tomorrow, and then next Thursday, and then Monday, and then next Friday, and then 2 weeks down the road, and then 2.5 months from now, and just on and on and on until you've heard it 317 times and are absolutely sick of it. That's what I hope I don't do. And that's why people that may have cared at one time don't care. And you look at them and you think, well, they don't have any empathy. They must be a narcissist. It's like, no, they were driven to that by sheer repetition. Again, if it was a church, a mega church wanting money, send your offering today. And, they're on TV tonight and tomorrow night and the next night and the next night. I mean, you're not going to watch that for 5 or 6 nights. You'll be sick of it next night and the next night. I mean, you're not going to watch that for 5 or 6 nights. You'll be sick of it after 20 minutes. And we're okay with that. We're okay with you being sick of it after 20 minutes for that. But when it's anything that's sad, it's like, when is enough empathy enough? How long do you have to keep caring and not be expected to ever burn out? And that's what I'd like to hear. I'd like to hear some professional response to that. Again, because nobody ever says you've got too much empathy. So how much is enough? We used to say for 150 other topics, well, you can overdo anything. I never hear anybody saying you can overdo empathy. And so that just doesn't seem right to me. You can take anything to an extreme. But we don't like to talk about that. It's not politically correct. So that's all I had to say for now. This is getting to be 14, 15 minutes. I like to keep my videos most of the time under 20 minutes. I hope you don't think I'm some evil, rotten guy. I know that I'm not. Rotten guy. I know that I'm not, but you don't know me. And of course, if this is the first video you're watching about me, you could get a wrong impression. But at least I have the courage to be open about it. So I'm pretty confident that way. I think I've got a good handle on who I am and being a decent person. But it's just all the rage. Empathy this and empathy that and empathy that. I mean, it just seems like like an endless black hole. Is it empathy or is it chronic neediness? That's a good question. So leave a comment, and thank you for listening. There'll be more. I hope you subscribe. I hope you give me a like if you like topics like this. We talk about psychology. We talk about thought-provoking, spiritual, religious questions. Not to tell you what to believe, but just to present the question, hey, what do you think about this? And then you can leave your comment. My name is James, and this has been Late Night Talks. Thanks for being here.